Welcome to Everyday Linux User, and welcome to I Tried It So You Didn't Have To. And in today's I Tried It So You Didn't Have To, we are looking at KAOS. And the purpose of this video isn't to say that you shouldn't use it, it's so that you can see what it looks like before you try it out. Because a lot of these distros that are further down the distro watch rankings don't work very well. This one I've tried for about a week, and it's actually okay. So I'm going to take you through everything that I've seen thus far. There's a few quirks, but by and large it's actually a decent distribution. First thing you'll notice is the bar is on the right hand side. I think they've done this just to be different because I can't see any benefit of the bar being on the right hand side. Windows 8 had a bar on the right hand side and it really didn't work. So what I'm going to do first before I do anything else is I'm going to move this bar. And it's as simple as doing set position, and we're just going to click that like that, and there you go. It's as simple as that. So moving your bar around, not a hassle at all. Before we look at the features of KAOS, let's have a look at some of the hardware settings to make sure that everything works. So down here we've got the networks, and you can see you can connect to wired or wireless, and I can confirm that works perfectly well. Bluetooth. You can see I've got my Bluetooth device here.
Bluetooth mode. Connecting. Disconnected.
And you can see that worked okay as well. When it comes to printing, you can see there's no printer set up, but if I go into add, it's found my printer straight away. The screen's a little bit weird here. And all I have to do is click add, and that should be it done. Oh, failed to configure printer, invalid argument. So printing is a bust there. We'll look at fixing that later on when we do installs. Everything else you can set here, you can set wallpaper. So if we go into wallpaper, there's quite a lot of different styles. But this is KDE, you can easily add your own in. So you can either add here like that and pick your own wallpaper, or you can click get new and you can search online. And you can install it that way. So for instance, if I install this one, you have to click the apply button down the bottom, and you can see that is the desktop wallpaper changed. And you can change the themes as well. So we can go for a dark theme. And there you go. So let's look at the KAOS website so you can understand what it's all about. So KAOS is an independent, built from scratch Linux distribution focused on Qt and KDE. So the idea behind KAOS is to create a tightly integrated rolling and transparent distribution for the modern desktop, built from scratch with a very specific focus. Focus on one desktop environment, one toolkit, one architecture. It uses a rolling release model, all is built for best integration with KDE and Qt, focuses on packaging. A few KAOS developed applications are in use. There is no goal to make the most possible software available. KAOS will stay limited in size of the repositories and will work on quality instead of quantity. That goal makes it clear a large user base is not what is intended or expected. Simple goals, independent decisions bring the power of Plasma 6 to the forefront. Splitting of packages is kept to a minimum. What's that saying is you've got a rolling release distro, it's focused on KDE, no other desktop environments. You've got KDE and Qt, and that's it. It doesn't give you every package there is under the sun. And the repositories for searching for packages haven't got everything that you might want to look for, but it works on quality rather than quantity. So when it comes to packages, let's look to see what's actually installed. So under development, we've got Kate, which is the text editor that comes with KDE. We've got K-Mines and K-Patience, a couple of games there. LibreOffice Math, for some reason, comes under education. For graphics, you've got a simple image viewer, LibreOffice Draw, and Ocular, which is a PDF viewer. Under Internet, we have Falcon, which is a lightweight web browser, and I'm happy about that because I think this is now my favourite web browser because it's lightweight but fully functional. You've got KDE Connect, so you can connect your phone to your desktop. KGet enables you to download files. You've got an IRC client and a chat client. Under multimedia, you've got Elisa, which is a music player for playing online audio and radio. You've got Haruna, which is a media player, a disk writing program, a webcam program. You've got another media player. I installed OBS Studio for recording this video. Simple Screen Recorder was installed, which is a little bit strange because the default option is Wayland over X, and Simple Screen Recorder doesn't work properly on Wayland, so I'm not sure why that was installed by default. And I installed Voco Screen, but it requires a lot of extra packages to be installed, which is why I ended up going for OBS. Under Office, got the full LibreOffice suite, and then you've got some system tools and utilities. So you get a decent set of software to get you started. So for installing applications, you've got Octopi, which is an interesting choice. And I was looking around to see what's actually available, because it does say that, you know, the list of packages is quality over quantity, so it's not every package under the sun. So I thought, well, let's see what there is. So if I search for Spotify, for instance, you can see there's nothing there. If I search for Chrome, you do get Google Chrome, and I can install that. And a weird thing about Octopi is you have to click this button here to actually install it, and then type in your password. So it says command finished OK. So we minimize this and we go here under Internet. You can see Chrome is available. I don't want to make it the default. And you can see why now something like Falcon's my favourite, because you get all these screens pop up with Chrome. Let's see if we can sort out the printing situation. Now, because I've got a HP printer, if I go into Octopi, if it's still open, we might find the HP Lip app. Like this, we can install that. And click this button here. I don't know why that's not a larger button for actually installing. So that should be finished. So we should now be able to go in here and type HP Lip. So we can go HP Device Manager, set up device. It's found my printer. And that's my printer set up. So whilst I couldn't do it initially via the print settings, because it's a HP printer, you can do it via the HP app itself. And you can see now if I go to printers, it's now set up correctly. So no worries with that at all. The next thing I want to talk about is flatpaks. So as mentioned previously, there is a limited repos. Nowadays we have Flatpak, and this had me thinking. So if I go to docs and we go to Flatpak, it's got all the commands for setting up Flatpak, which is good. But what it does say is there's no GUI in KAOS to add Flatpak applications, but the CLI option is easy to use. Which is true, except if I go into here, which is Octopi, we can install KDE Discover. Now with that installed, what we can do is we can start installing some of these things. So we need a terminal, so we type term, we can bring up console, and we can do sudo pacman -syu to update the packages. Oops, that's how I can spell. And then we can do install flatpak. Now it's no remote setup, so we're going to have to set up FlatHub. But what I recommend doing at this point is going to FlatHub itself. So I recommend going to Endeavour for this bit. And so we've installed the Flatpak and we need to add in the FlatHub repository. So what we can do is copy this command here, paste this in. So I've rebooted the computer because it told me to do so, and now I'm going to go into KDE Discover. And you see if I go into settings, FlatHub is there by default. Because now you can see we have Spotify as a Flatpak. So I can install Spotify from there. So KAOS is actually really useful as a distribution, and I'm actually liking it quite a lot. So let's summarise the whole KAOS experience. Well, the installation is fine and it's quite easy to install, and I'm not sure about the bar being on the right hand side, but you've seen it was easy to move. You can do everything you can normally do with KDE. It comes with a decent set of applications. It's easy to install other applications via Octopi, but if you don't like that, it's equally easy to install KDE Discover, and it's not too hard to enable Flatpaks as well, so you can install all the software you need. Hardware wise, you can see that Wi-Fi worked well, Bluetooth worked well, printing took a little bit of extra steps than I'd like, but other than that it worked quite well as well. And yeah, the whole experience has been pretty decent. Surprised it's not a more popular distro, to be honest with you. There is one niggly point on the login screen. You've got your username and your password, and then you've got your desktop selection, so you can select between Wayland and X11. But then underneath you've got shutdown and reboot buttons. Now for some users logging in, they might think, how do I actually log in? Because there's no button to actually click to log you in. So what you have to do is enter your username, password, and just press return. But because there's these two extra buttons at the bottom, it makes it look like all you can do is reboot and shut down. But that is it really. That is the end of the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on Everyday Linux User.